Pollination and fertilization in flowers of plants. A flower is the most colorful part of the plant and is responsible for sexual reproduction in plants. The different parts of a flower are sepals, petals, androecium, which consist of stamen and anther, and gynoecium, which consists of stigma, style, and ovary. Flowers often have brightly colored petals. These petals attract insects for pollination. Pollination is the process of transferring pollen grains from the anther to the stigma. It is very important and the first step towards sexual reproduction in plants. Pollination is facilitated by agents like insects, birds, animals, wind, or water. Pollination can happen in two ways: self-pollination and cross-pollination. In self-pollination, the pollen grains are transferred from the anther of a flower to the stigma of the same flower. It occurs either in the same flower or flowers of the same plant. In cross-pollination, the pollen grains are transferred from the anther of one flower to the stigma of another flower of the same species. The process occurs between the flowers of different plants of the same species. When a pollen grain from the anther falls on the stigma, it begins to germinate. A pollen tube emerges from the pollen grain carrying the male gamete. This tube travels through the style and reaches the ovule inside the ovary. The male gamete enters the ovule, where it fuses with the female gamete to form the zygote. The zygote gives rise to the embryo, which develops inside the ovule that changes into a seed. The ovary becomes a fruit.